scuba gear on. Let's go swim with the dolphins.
Oh, here they come! Dolphins are perfectly adapted to their environment. They have nothing to do but swim and play all day. They have massive brains. They're incredibly intelligent. If dolphins bought insurance, they'd choose High House.
High House Insurance don't pay to be on comparison websites, so your premiums are better value. Try us and see. Call 606 552. High House, local reliable insurance. High Street, Selsey.
Hello and a warm welcome to Selsey Internet Radio. I'm Tony Weiner, your host for this week's show. So what do we have for you? Well, we kick off the programme with Lynn and Dennis telling us what's going on in Selsey and around the town, and we hear some information from Mike Nicholls about what's going on in the Selsey Information Exchange, and our resident gardener Giles talks with Keith about what we should be doing in our garden, and best of luck to them. Okay, so we kick off the programme with Lynn and Dennis telling us what's on.
And guess who's going to tell us what's on? And that is the absolutely wonderful Lynn. Lynn here.
Oh, what an introduction. Good morning.
Yeah. Was that good enough for you, Lynn?
Well, no, you could have done better.
Yeah, well,
Try harder.
Was that a fiver on the table you left me? Right.
You're cheap.
Oh,
You're
yes,
cheap.
yes, I'm cheap, yes. Who said that? Right, Lynn, let's hear what you've got to say.
Right, we're going to start off with Tuesday the 21st of April then, when the Selsey Carers Support Group are holding a coffee morning at 109 High Street from 10:30am, and you can be assured of a warm welcome there, they say. So that's nice. If you fancy a coffee and a chat, then Selsey Carers Support Group on Tuesday the 21st. If you're a member of Selsey Venture Club, they want you to know that there's going to be an outing to the Rake Garden Centre, which is near Petersfield, on Monday the 20th and Thursday the 23rd of April. You can phone 605 115 to book a place, and there's an optional cream tea available at £4.55.
Oh, I love cream tea.
Let them know if you would like a tea when booking. That's good that you said that you love cream tea, because I
Why?
bought you one.
Oh, Lynn, yes,
Look at this,
Lynn.
look. You've got a scone, cream and jam. You can have it with your coffee.
Oh, Lynn, yes, I was thinking about your cakes last night.
Well, there you go. I see. Right, moving on swiftly. The 23rd of April also.
Yeah.
The Manhood Tree Trefoil Guild. I've not heard of them. The Manhood
No, me neither.
Trefoil Guild. Guiding for adults. Okay.
Right.
Their next meeting is at 7:15pm and will be held in St Wilfrid's Church Hall in Church Road. This is a temporary change of venue. New members are always welcome, and for further details contact Mary Collins on 602 849. I was a girl guide, you know.
Were you?
I was a girl guide and a Queen's guide. Oh yeah.
My God,
Be
mixing
prepared.
the two.
Did all that. Duke of Edinburgh's.
Yeah.
I was a model little girl, I was. Little model of a girl.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I've heard these stories.
That was in front of my parents.
Of course.
On Friday the 24th of April, the Selsey U3A will be holding their monthly meeting in the Selsey Centre at 2:30pm. The guest speaker this month is Andrew Elms on Lordington Lavender. I really don't know what that is, but it sounds good. I love lavender. Lordington Lavender. On Friday the 24th of April, the Academy School PTA are having a bingo session commencing at around 6:30pm. It says here, we think. So,
Oh, well, that means it's only a possibility, isn't it?
yeah, so I would get there around about 6:15 just in case. You might miss some balls there.
Yeah.
On Saturday the 25th of April, the Cat and Rabbit Rescue Centre are having a rehoming day from 12 to 2pm. And you'll find the centre in Chowder Lane, Siddlesham. I've never been down there to take a look, but I must go
Yeah.
just to have a look. I think they take it. Is that the one that takes in tortoises and things as well? They do, don't they?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
trouble is with Siddlesham, you're apt to go straight through, aren't
Yeah,
you?
you don't see what's around you, do you?
No.
And there are quite a few things, I'm sure. Sunday, if anybody's got anything in Siddlesham going on that they want us to talk about, then give us a ring. you
Yes,
know?
please do contact the studio.
Yeah, ask for John Fletcher. Sunday the 26th of April, a car boot sale at the Academy School, and that's again organised by the PTA. They're pretty good, those car boot sales, for a quick look around, aren't they? You might pick up a bargain or two. And maybe you'd like to note, people, that hundreds of jigsaw puzzles are available to borrow to do in your own home. And you can call any time between 10 and 4pm Sandy Lewis on 605 942. They do charge you £1 per puzzle for the month, but all proceeds of that go to the Snowdrop Trust. So if you're stuck at home for something to do, then jigsaw puzzles is a good way to go. Keeps the mind active, gives you something to think about.
Yeah. Always looking for that piece you just lost in the kitchen on the way out.
Yeah, I'm always looking for the missing link myself.
I mean, could you imagine that? You're actually sort of doing this jigsaw, and you take a piece and you go, oh, coffee time, and you put the piece down. And
then
you've forgotten where it was.
I call tidy hiding it.
Yes.
I tidy hide all the time at home. I put something away and then I can never think where I put it. But that's age, you see.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it must be age. It's either that or wine. Do you think people drink more today than they did? More wine, certainly.
I think they do, because it is nice.
Mm.
It is nice. I mean, all this thing about getting fat and doing yourself in. Well, you do yourself in anyway. Just a minute. What are you doing, Lynn?
I was reading something that says that most 35-year-old women, and that doesn't count me, does it, drink a bottle of wine a night in their home. They drink a whole bottle of wine a night in their home, most 35-year-olds, every single night. And I'm wondering if that is too much or if that's the norm. I don't know anymore.
Well, I was watching Absolutely Fabulous, and you see Patsy.
Oh, and she's nicking it, isn't she?
Everywhere she goes, there's a bottle.
Yeah.
And you just laugh. You go, oh.
Yeah, but she's nice with it, isn't she?
Yeah, great.
You've got to love her, haven't you? She's
Joanna Lumley, you are wonderful.
Yeah, she's a lovely woman, lovely woman. Anyway, I'll stick with my wine, Dennis.
Yes, stick with your wine.
Yeah.
Right, what else have we got?
That's it for today on What's On, unless anybody else has got anything, they want us to talk about. Don't forget that it'd be nice to sort of mention if you've got a special anniversary or something coming up, might be nice to mention that on the radio or a birthday.
Yeah.
Just ring up and talk to John Fletcher and he'll get it in for next week's podcast for you.
Talk to the infamous John Fletcher.
And he'll get it in for you.
He will pop it on his list.
He will.
Because he's got a few of those.
He's got a list.
Oh, a few of them.
Yeah, I wonder where I am on that list of John Fletchers. I bet I'm right down the bottom there.
Yeah, the one that...
Go and see Lynn Reed the day before we need her.
That's it,
Yeah,
yes,
you know the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon I am. Anyway, there's lots of good things coming up, I'm sure, everybody, so have a good day.
Yes, and let's remember that coming up soon is Smuggler's Day.
Oh,
let's get that one
Smuggler's
in.
Day, Smuggler's Carnival.
Because you people need to know about it.
Yeah,
Smuggler's
you do.
Day is important to Selsey and the region.
Yeah, it is. It is important to raise the profile of Selsey in any way. So we're joining the carnival this year, and there's going to be a smuggler's theme going on all the way through the village. And also, what's little known at the moment is on the 23rd of August.
Yeah, let's mention that. Yeah.
Which is the week before. There's also going to be some smuggling, pirating going down at East Beach, on the beach there, where there's going to be a Selsey Sea and Food Fair.
Yeah, so what we need you listeners to do is to be down at that one as well. Remember that the 30th is the main event, but we do want you at the...
Well, it's a different venue and a different event.
Exactly.
But it's going to be just as interesting, and it's also going to have a pirates and a smugglers theme. There are going to be lots of things going on down there. We're trying to get the lifeboat involved. So if you're listening to me, lifeboat, I am coming to you. I am coming to you. I'm going to get you. We'd love to see a walk the plank or something like that going on. That would be funny.
Have we got a plank?
We've got somebody to walk it, Dennis.
You never mentioned that.
We can find somebody to walk it, couldn't we, John?
Yes. Find someone, yes.
We'll just give him a list of things to do that day, won't we?
Why not? Right, that sounds okay. So there we are, what's on and what's coming. So if you have any news of what's going on in your area, close to Selsey or possibly close to Selsey, do let us know and come back on the show. And maybe if you really have got something wonderful that you do, let John Fletcher know. Bye, Lynn.
Bye-bye, Dennis.
Thanks, Lynn and Dennis, and hopefully you've put those events into your diary. So it's over to Mike, who's going to tell us what's going on in the Selsey Information Exchange.
Yes, and the next item we have is News from 6 with Mike Nicholls. Hello, Mike.
Good morning, Dennis. The Selsey Information Exchange in Penny Lane has been open for 2 years now and had just over 2,000 visitors during that time for all sorts of information and queries. And I'm grateful for this opportunity on the Selsey Internet Radio just to share a few things with you that may be of interest about what is happening in our community. From month to month, organisations come together in Selsey in various forums. And this morning I've just been at the Selsey Care Forum, where groups come together to share what is being done, particularly for senior friends in our community. And I just wanted to share one or two of the things from that meeting because it indicates what a rich variety of things go on in the town. For instance, in May, the 70th anniversary of VE Day will be remembered. And on Friday the 8th of May, there's going to be a disco in the Royal British Legion Club. And on the Sunday at St. Peter's Church at 10 in the morning, there'll be a church service. So contrasting occasions to remember that important event. Later on in August, VJ Day will be commemorated on the 15th of August. So through this summer, there are going to be still various anniversaries, both from the Second and also the First World War. I was glad to hear too that lots of events are being planned for the Selsey Festival. And one of these on the 23rd of August will be a seafood festival at Eastbeach, where local organisations will be invited to have a stall and rather like Lifeboat Day to share information with the community about what they do. Also at this meeting, one of the representatives of the Selsey community bus was present. She wanted to emphasise two things. One is that the community bus has a new timetable, copies of which can be obtained. And also the bus is available for all age groups. So it's not just for senior friends, but for young mums or anyone who wants to get around the town. They are very welcome to use this community facility. We then talked about some of the regular activities that go on for senior friends. The Selsey University of the Third Age is going to be having its annual general meeting next week, and that has about 150 members and runs about 30 monthly groups of interest of one sort and another, ranging from language study, history, right through to card games, board games, outings. It's a whole raft of things, very good for £15 a year. We talked about the Visually Impaired Club that meets fortnightly on Tuesdays for people with sight impairment, a wonderful resource which during the summer months particularly tries to do a number of outings for their members. And it reminded us that both local taxi companies and the Venture Bus run outings of various kinds that can be a good afternoon out for our friends. We also talked about the fact that on Sundays, twice a month, there are Sunday afternoon teas for those who may be on their own. And next week, we're starting a local gadget club where younger people are going to help some of our senior friends to understand modern technology. I think I might well join in and become a member.
Like PCs, etc.
Yes, iPads and iPhones.
Programs.
All these sorts of things, yes. So this is just sort of one end of the spectrum, indicating things that go on in our community for those in the senior years of life. And then I wanted to share a little bit with you about an exciting new development for the younger end of the age spectrum. In Selsey, there are actually a lot of things that are put on for our younger members. About 1,200 young people go to school in Selsey, and as well as things like scouts and guides, the sports clubs, the drama clubs, a whole range of activities. There are services that seek to support young people at various stages of life. So for instance, Snack Shack, the twice weekly youth drop-in, is celebrating 10 years of service to the community. And on a Monday or Tuesday night, you can very often have 30 or 40 young people in a warm space, receiving food and enjoying one another's company. And at Snack Shack, there will always be one, possibly two youth workers or youth support workers who are ready to listen to the young people and to share their concerns. And the youth workers in the town, working with Snack Shack and the Youth Dream charity, often engage about 150 young people each week and journey with them through their life experience, which often, as you know, in the teenage years can be quite a challenging experience. And so individually, in groups and in other activities, we seek to support the young people in the town. Now, just recently, the local academy school has offered YouthDream the use of a former caretaker's bungalow, and it's being opened as a youth support centre.
Yeah.
So a team of willing volunteers have decorated it, and with the help of the school and other sponsors and donations, it's been furnished. And now there are going to be 4 rooms available for different activities for our young people. One is a group room where they can meet together and look at various life issues. There's a counselling room that will be available to listen and take an interest in what's going on in their lives.
Is this all at the school then? Or is this all at the school sort of end, or what?
It's a bungalow on the edge of the school site that will be used as a youth support centre, both for those who are at the school, but it'll also be open after 4 o'clock to offer a range of services for anyone in the community.
Can that be seen in School Lane? Can you see it?
Yes.
Oh, good.
Behind the library.
Behind the library. That's what we want to know. Where is it?
Behind the library.
Behind
and
the
for
library,
next week, it will have a very big sign outside. It's being called The Bridge.
The Bridge.
Because its aim is to bridge from school to community, from older to younger people, and from younger people to each other. That's its aim.
Yeah, so parents, there you are. It's called The Bridge. Look for that.
If you're having a problem with a teenager, then there is a place to go.
Yeah, who needs
where
problems with teenagers?
You can receive a bit of help and support.
Right.
And we're looking forward to publicising that a little bit more. Just one final thing to say. In the coming edition of the Selsey Life magazine, you'll see a new innovation. Through the kindness of Steve Saunders, there will be a page, 3 or 4 pages in the middle, which will be devoted to youth news. And we're hoping to get young people involved in writing this. And it will be a pull-out. And the local schools have kindly agreed that it will be distributed to the students and therefore to their families, so that they will have a ready access of information to all that goes on for young people and helps them in their life's journey.
Yes, because we don't really hear much of what they do. They're like a tribe, a hidden sort of mass.
Well, I think because, and I'm sure we were the same when you were younger, you tend to
keep those adults
gravitate to your friends because they're the most important element of your life at that sort of stage. There are obviously others, young people who take a very active role in volunteering, for instance, in the community. The schools themselves do quite a bit of outreach work in the community.
I mean, one of the things that you mentioned earlier was drama groups. They've got drama groups. What do we know of what, do they put these presentations of drama for the parents, or do they actually sort of make those public occasions? The school, for instance, the academy school, put on their own yearly show. Students from the school have just taken part in a thing called Rock Challenge, which is an area event. They got 5 awards in that. It's a production with dance and good. I was thinking maybe boulders and
song. And there is a local drama group called the Cloud9 Theatre Company that are going to be putting on a production of Grease in August during the Selsey Festival.
Right.
And of course, quite a lot of young people take part in things like the recent South Pacific musical.
Oh, yes.
And will be taking part in other events of a drama kind in the summer. So there are quite a lot of very active theatre young people.
We didn't know that one before. We didn't know that.
Well, there's another bit of news, Dennis, and that is that we've had an approach from Dale Rooks of the Chichester Festival Theatre, and we're working with them to see whether there can be some outreach events in Selsey to encourage young people to take part in drama.
Yeah, there should be, yes.
So good things are happening.
Right, Mike.
Watch this space.
Watch this space, Mike. Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you very much
for coming in.
Thank you very much, Mike. And we pass over to Giles, who's now talking to Keith about what's going on in the garden this week.
Right, back in the studio with me this week is Giles Peer, our resident. Well, he's not quite resident, he does go home on occasions. Our resident gardening expert. Giles, what have you got for us?
Right, I've got swallows, swifts, and house martins. They're all arriving at a rate of knots now, which is good. Some people have the house martins in their make nests on their under the gutters.
Yes.
Mine have seemed to haven't been back for a few years, but it's very interesting how they always tend to usually come back. You'd never to the same place from so far away. It's a trick of nature, I think, how
Absolutely.
they manage it. They come all those miles and still go back to the same area.
Oh, that were no sat-nav.
Yeah, I know,
It's
I
good.
know, it's brilliant. Birds' nests obviously are being built still rapidly all over the place now, and very busy they are, of course. The birds and the bees, the butterflies and the bees are starting.
It's that time of year the sap's rising.
Yeah, it is. The butterflies and bees are coming out a bit more now, which is getting a bit noticeable. And it's still now, even again, I know I've mentioned it the other day, but the clear air that we're getting, especially more out in the countryside, I mean, is so nice, scented and fresh at this time of year.
It is lovely.
It's got the sense of the various trees and shrubs that are out. Anyway, it's so nice, especially, say, if you go out and take a walk out in the countryside. It's really fulfilling, makes one feel so good. In the garden, start planting gladioli now, again at intervals, because it's nice to have them, prolong them. I suggest people do it every fortnight roughly for quite a while, because they'll go on, gladiola go on quite a long time. And I think they're nice to see, because they've got loads of colours and they're very they're quite noticeable. I like them. That's all I can say. I like them. Back to lawns again. It's a good time to apply a spring feed now on the lawns. That's a good thing to do. Out in the veg patch, plant out any cabbage plants, collies and sprouts now. Plant them out in the garden, in the veg patch, I mean now, yeah. House plants need potting on. I was talking about cacti recent. Now I'm going by house plants in general. A lot of them need looking at, because you'll find quite a few will need repotting in larger pots, because they will have grown from the last year. So that's a job that needs doing and will take quite a while, in fact, if you've got a lot of them. Any fruit trees that need spraying, apples or pears or plums, if you're going to do any spraying, make sure you do it before the buds burst, because once the buds burst, in other words the flower starts, spraying after that will do untold damage. So if you're going to do it now, get it done. Give a good feed to buddleias now, roses and buddleias and lilac. They all need a nice little feed right now. Bonds, back to them again. Buy now, if you want to top up, buy any aquatic plants now and plant them up in the ponds. This is the time to do it. Little tip: use sweetener dispensers.
Oh, right, yeah.
To dispense seeds, smaller ones.
That's another one I wouldn't have thought of, but I can see how it works.
Yeah, it works very well.
Yeah.
And a little quotation, an old quotation I've got: "You'll never dig the garden by turning it over in your mind."
Well, I was going to come back to you on the planning side, because I seem to recall in one of our previous programmes some time back we discussed the need for planning and sitting in the planning shed with a glass of something decent.
We did,
and doing the planning. Now, I've heard no mention of planning for the past few months, so and of course, for me, that's the most important part, is the planning.
Yeah, well, I can't. It's too late now, so I can't. You're not going to hear it from me. If you haven't done it now, you've had it.
Too late. Exactly.
You're going to have to wait for your cocktail or whatever you're going to have for a bit longer.
Yes, indeed. Well, thanks very much for that, Giles. And
Yeah, all right.
I look forward to next time.
See you soon, yeah.
Thanks, Al.
Cheerio, bye.
Bye-bye.
Fantastic. Thanks very much, Giles. And that's all for the programme this week. So until next week, it's Tony Wiener signing off. Bye now.